Excellent. We'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. My name's Sean. I'm the VP here at the Commerce Shop, and I'm joined by Satish, our CEO. We'll be walking
Hi,
you through
everyone.
the GEO Blueprint today. We ask that you stay on mute. If you do have any questions, please hit the chat button, either down at the bottom or enter your comments in the live stream. We will be monitoring the chats and addressing your questions as they come up. Again, this is being recorded, so copies of the recording will be sent out to participants at the end. We do ask that if you can hear us right now, if you could maybe give us a thumbs up or some kind of reaction just to let us know the audio is carrying through okay. We would greatly appreciate it.
Let's see if you're getting chat. Yeah.
Okay, got some confirmation here. Okay, good. So today what we're doing, as I said, we're looking at the GEO blueprint. So we're going to start by acknowledging that the shift in B2B buying behavior. So we aren't just talking about SEO anymore. We're talking about GEO, generative engine optimization. The goal of this webinar today is thinking about the practical blueprint for B2B manufacturers to ensure that their products are the ones recommended by ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Google AI overviews. And as I said, one way to contextualize this is think of a procurement manager at a large plant. So 5 years ago, they'd spend hours on Google. Today, they ask Perplexity which industrial pump has the lowest failure rate for saltwater applications. So if your product isn't in that answer, you'd be lost and you didn't even know it, that there was a lead there. So we're going to discuss the differences, how things have evolved from SEO into GEO, if there's any gaps that might prevent you from being found in GEO, and what you can do to rectify that. Let's go on to the agenda. So here's the roadmap for today. So we're going to look at the reality check. Why does this matter? And then dive into the competitive reality. So why are some brands winning and others are struggling in this area? We'll diagnose basically what's holding you back. So we'll help you score your own visibility. From there, we'll give you the 5 signals and tell you how AI actually picks a winner. From there, once you know how to pick a winner, we'll tell you the gaps and the fixes. So 7 specific things you can fix on your site. We'll back that up with some case studies so you can see real results from other manufacturers. The 30-day plan. So we'll give you your week by week roadmap to get there and get that GEO visibility. And then a measurement on how you report success to your leadership. So example, this is by the end of this hour, you won't just have ideas, you'll have prioritized lists with which SKUs to fix first based on that revenue impact. So let's look at the reality check now, the situation that's happening. You can,
You're going to let me go to that. Just give me a minute.
okay, perfect. So right now, you want to be on that short list because AI now it's building the vendor shortlist before the RFQ is ever submitted. So think in the past, people used to do SEO. You wanted to be at the top of those search engine results. People were searching by keywords. That was a couple of years ago. Today, people are asking natural language questions. They're looking at those AI answers, and sometimes they're not even clicking into the site of the results. They'll get the answers in bounce. But those people that are clicking on the results, you're getting a more qualified lead, and they're appearing deeper down your funnel. So now this is the hard truth because being the best engineered product, it doesn't mean that you're the best recommended. So all that time, all that effort you put into developing your product, building up your previous SEO, that's kind of reset. GEO is a new kind of even playing field that everyone is coming in on now. So what that means is if you're not following those GEO practices, you're going to be invisible. And sometimes this is creating a bottleneck. So this isn't a content volume problem, it's a data structure problem. So if AI can't read your specs, you're invisible. So think of it this way. Imagine that a manufacturer has a 50-year legacy of making the world's most durable conveyor belts. If their specs are locked in a PDF and the smaller competitor has their specs in a clean HTML FAQ table, the AI will recommend the competitor every single time because it can actually read that data, whereas your data is locked away. So let's look at the competitive reality and what that means now. So as I said, with those data sets, a smaller catalog with better structured data, it's going to be a massive, messy one, as I said on that previous slide. So you want to make sure your data is in the format where those crawlers can read it, index it, analyze it, understand, and know the connections between it. Because if it's messy, if it's hidden away behind PDF, if it's hard to get to, if there's inconsistencies in your data, that's going to be held against you. You want to have the best authority score and the best reputation now within the GEO. So think of it, as I said, all the past that you've done to build your data, to build your SEO. Right now, it's brand amnesia because AI doesn't care about your legacy or your brand name unless it sees the documentation right now. That documentation needs to be clear, it needs to be accurate, it needs to be scannable, readable, and classifiable. So with those winning traits, those winners have that entity-rich descriptions, those HTML tables for the specs, use case context, and live schema markups. So look at how AI uses authority signals. If your site has ISO badges and it's cited in trade presses like Plant Engineering, the AI trusts your data more than a random distributor page. It's about building the knowledge graph around your brand and then making it accessible to the AI. So now let's do a quick AI diagnostic readiness one. So it's going to be a little interactive. So if you can, I don't know if you have a piece of paper, if you want to hold up fingers, I'm going to ask some questions. I want to see if you can follow along and how this affects you. If you're in the chat, feel free to chime in and see if this works for you, if this works against you. Okay. So first you want to look, okay, paste your top products page content in ChatGPT, and you want to ask it, what is the product? What is it used for? And who makes it? Give it a second to run, and then see, is the answer specific and accurate? Okay. Then again, I'm going to ask you to run your top 10 products URLs through Google Rich Results tests. Does any structured schema come back? So again, 1 point for each of these if this is accurate. And then think, you might want to do this offline too if it's going to take a minute if you're running, a couple minutes if you're running through 10. And then think, does your product content mention the industry, the application, or the outcome? Or is it just using technical specs? So how thorough is that answer coming back? And think, do any of your product pages have FAQ content published within them? And then are your spec sheets and data sheets in HTML or are they locked in a PDF? So you can see the scoring scale on the right. If you're getting a 5, congratulations, you are AI ready. If you're getting a 3 to 4, there's partial visibility. It's good, but there's still some work to do to make you those industry experts to further boost your rankings. And if you're getting 1 to 0 to 2, the high AI invisibility risk, there's a lot of work we can do here. Okay?
Okay.
And next, we're going to go over the 5 signals. And Satish, he's going to take over and tell you what those signals are, how to improve them, and he's going to give us the rest of the webinar with how we can address these issues and get you visible with the GEO.
Thanks, Sean. I believe I'm audible to everyone. Okay, I think so. All right. Let me just give me a minute. Pin myself. Okay. So once you have the AI readiness score, again, the top five signals, what these tools generally look for is this. Basically, the first one is the relevance. So it looks for whether the page answers specific questions or use case, those kind of relevance, these AI signal takes as a signal. So AI generally uses not only the content and things, it also looks for the signals and also the specificity. Specifically, like if they have the user has given any specific use case, is those questions being addressed properly? those are also, it takes in, if it is too vague, like high performance pump, it doesn't understand. If you give the exact numbers, those kind of things, it can make an understanding. So those kind of specificity it looks for. And also the structured contents, like uh, these AI tools look for FAQs and question and answer type of contents across the system. So anything that you write in FAQ, stable headings will make sense. And the most important thing is the authority. Like the author who is publishing this content is important, and also how many places you got cited about, or if there is an high authority site that has referred your site, referred your content, those play a bigger role in deciding whether this content is an authoritative or not. And also it looks for the freshness, because any content that is old and that is giving a new direction, the systems might think that is an outdated content. So as as early as possible, if you can update the contents frequently, at least the date of publishing, things would be fresher, and AI tools think that this is a new content and this is still relevant to the users. So let's see the gaps, how you the AI tool see on your site, and decide how to fix those things. There are 7 data gaps we have identified, and there could be much more, but these 7 data gaps are the most critical one that our team identified that we could, which could be easily fixed. The first one is the datas are being logged in the PDF files and presentations, and that are published on the product page, and also on the any spec documents in the support pages. Those things will not work out because AIs right now don't read those things. It reads only the web contents and the crawlable contents only it is reading right now. So if you have a high information technology details in the PDF files, it will not be useful. So try to open up the contents and share it with the AI tools and make it crawlable. And these would be highly important in terms of like product type, certification, dimension. These things are more important because if somebody has those questions to the AI tools, these information will help you in making sure that this product is the right one for that kind of users. And the second gap we see is the implementation lever. Like uh, in the sense if somebody is starting with the top 10 SKUs, let's take the top 10 SKUs and convert them into an HTML file. So before, if you look around, the maximum operating pressure, like for example, is 150 psi, and range is this. Now we have to show it like these kind of pipe symbols and share those content with the users. So that's how you have to share it. It used to be just a comma buried in PDF. You need to share it as an like a pipe symbol as a content, so that those things are visible to these AI tools. And the other thing is the product descriptions are written for humans, not for these AI tools. So I understand that the specific page contents can be written for the human. That is true. But if you are sharing in a structured data contents, you should also have an idea that this is crawlable by these AI engines, and it needs to be written for them. So it is better to share these kind of uh, informations through those tools, like in a formula like brand. This is the formula we generally follow. The entity statement formula, like brand, the product type, the specification, what is the use case it is solving, and what is the measurable outcome. So if you can share these in an structured data content, that will be well understood by these AI tools. So yeah, that is how we do. So one of the ways that we see how to do is uh, like our conveyor belt is sustainable for many industrial application and is built to last, is an previous way of sharing information. But the new way of sharing information is The Acme FD3 food grade conveyor belt is designed for raw poultry processing, FDA regulated for 120-degree wash down. So it write the specific use case and the outcome that you can share it with these AI tools so that your products would be listed for those things. And this rewriting space is not a very difficult one. With AI tools, you can easily write these kind of things. The other gap that we see is the missing or the broken schema markup, like the structure and authority, the schema is not there on the product pages. Like the product schema is not maintained, the contents are not shared in proper structured format. So those kind of things is again a failure for these AI tools. So try to have this kind of product schema, manufacturer entity schema, and FAQ schema. Those kind of things have a big returns. So mostly, if you have your site content as an FAQ based type of content, it has an high return uh, because people are going to ask questions to these tools, AI tools like ChatGPT and Gemini. And if you have the right answers for those questions already, there is a very high chance your response would be cited uh, on the results. And the gap four is many people don't write about the use case. They just write about the products and specs. They don't write about what use case this is trying to solve. So try to add those things or add some kind of a use case paragraph on the website or on the product page itself, so why this product is used, how it is used, kind of thing. So that's a classic example we have given here. Like previously, product pages used to have this contents are in spec, dimension, and everything. But now you need to mention that on the product page as an use case paragraph for users. So the other important thing is the contents are too thin or it is almost absent. Like like the FAQ types content or comparison, specific clarification, or compatibility procurement from where these systems are. Those type of contents are highly important for general citations. So if you don't have those things, try to create those things and add it in the FAQ section. And in case if you don't have those things, it generally has an high negative impact, or you don't get been uh, picked by these AI crawlers and being cited for those things. And the other important thing is the catalog trap. You might have a lot of SKUs and you don't have unstructured contents. Uh, like there will be so many the same product, different sizes, it would be there, and it will not be mentioned properly for these AI crawlers, and there will be a lot of duplication. The crawlers will think, and you're giving the more confusing information to these AI systems. Try to make it more relevant. Don't have the like the size and the other kind of things as an important thing. Try to give more on the use case, the returns or measuring outcomes, that kind of catalog things you can try, and the sizes and the same different colors, those things are more invisible for them. So try to avoid that large catalog. Try to make it more unique kind of content you shared with this AI tools. This is again an catalog trap. The three questions filters to identify which for priority queues, which product generates most RFQs. Try to give more information about those products to the AI tools, and which categories do buy is research online, and that has been hidden on your site. Try to give them more information about that, and also see what your competitors are doing or for what products they are ranking and what responses the system AI tools are giving. Try to rebuild the category or rework on the FAQ pages for those products and try to push those messages to these AI tools. And the other one is the stale content. Like the contents, I see a lot of B2B manufacturers does this. Like they create the content long time back and they don't update it. I understand those contents, there is nothing changed in the product, so you don't update it. But these AI tools, they need freshness in the content. So try to make at least the content update date, change it, and the year of certification, something like that. You can try to edit it and make sure that that content is on fresh content. And if you can't do it, there are AI tools that frequently goes into the system and updates this date of update, and that way it would be easier for the AI tools to way that your content is a fresh content and it recognizes that. So yeah, the one of the simple fix manual thing is use quarterly review of your at least the 50 best products on your site and add them the last updated date, or use some tools to update these things every now and then. So the other important thing many companies miss out is the authority and trust. It is a separate signal altogether. So if you are getting referred or cross-referred in many of the industry directories, certification directories or visibilities or any in the distributors pages or trade publication mentions, uh, and also the consistent brand entity, you see there is always going to be an authority being built about your site and trusted by your site others. So we highly recommend you to try to invest on these areas to build authority and so that you can uh, be referred by or cited by these AI tools. And let's see some of the case studies. Any questions before we jump on to the next slide? All right, I don't see any questions, so I hope everybody are clear. So this is one of the food and beverage equipment manufacturer that we worked with. They have close to 3,000 plus SKUs. They don't have any AI visibility. Initially, when we tested it, we saw their AI readiness score is at 1 out of 5, and within 7 weeks, we are able to take them to list the products in the AI tools, and they started getting RFQs in week 10, and there are so many citations they started getting. The biggest problem with gaps we saw is their data is being hidden in the PDF files. We converted them into HTML tables on the product page. Schema markup was not there, descriptions were not there, FAQ sections were not there. So we tried to implement those things. We didn't take all the products, just the best 150 SKUs we took and prioritized, and we rewritten the product page, the contents and everything, and that's how we are able to make sure that the site is getting cited in the AI tools. Similarly, we did that for heavy equipment manufacturers. They also had the zero visibility readiness score. So we took their site, we applied outcomes. There is everything is more of a tech information being shared on the product page. We try to take that, convert them into outcome, and return the specs pages that has been not updated for last 2 to 3 years. Add FAQ sections, add manufacturer entity schema. So we did that, and we could see that a lot of citations are being referred for the product, and they got a lot of inquiries from that. So the five quick things, quick wins, we can again. I'll show you some classic example of our clients. Maybe is the five quick. Let me cover this five quick wins, and then we jump onto some classic examples. So you do the AI mirror test. Like take your five products, ask in ChatGPT whether it is rightly making sense, or is the product information scrolled by them, what about the manufacturers. If it is a vague answer, it's not good. We have to rework on that. See whether your site is getting having a schema markup. The rich snippets are available for your product page. Whether you're adding FAQ sections, is there a use case paragraph? Compare your like ask in ChatGPT about about the product categories that you sell, which competitors are referred, what they are being cited for, understand that, and try to do the reverse engineering and build those contents on those product pages. So we do all these kind of quick tests we to identify how you can improve, and we were able to successfully do it for some of the clients that we got permission to measure the and show you the some results. So one of them is called Tough Rugged Laptop. They are being mentioned like Panasonic rugged sized. They got measured in the citations. Similarly, another laptop of Panasonic Tough Book CF2, they got referred in these citations. C29 Tough Book, CFC2 Tough Book. All these things we are being referred. And this is again another classic example called Snell Golf. People asking about golf ball compression. So those things again, we the response would be an uh, generic response, but your information is taken as in citations and showed up there. So you can also ask dimples on a golf ball. So uh, those kind of like it is a generic question people ask about the product, but you'll be referred as a citations. Similarly, golf ball indentations. What do on the golf mean? This is another client called Epic Crowd Control. For them, we how much does a typical concrete jersey barrier weigh? It's a generic questions, but we our blog is being referred for that, and it is being cited out. So these are things. So this is again another classic example of what are jersey barriers. This is again a client for our golf club. So, so Dynamic Gold is 300 is again part of uh, IRCO golf team. So we would be easily able to win these kind of places with the citations, with proper basic understanding, and then rewriting the contents would easily take you up and get listed here. So the internal thing that as a company you should work on is you should have some kind of an owner for the GEO. Um, so in your organization, either it could be because marketing team owns the product description and content, IT team owns the schema and structured data, product catalog is owned by the merchandising department. You should have one GEO lead who connects with all these different teams and get this information and publish that on your site and does the pilot testing. All these things should be done. So the action plan, if you look at, is on week one, try to do all these mirror tests, schema test, and what are the gaps do you see, and apply what SKUs you need to push. All these identifying which SKU to go forward. You can do that. In week two, rewrite the product schema, add the manufacturer entity schema, FAQ schema, and see whether those things are shared as rich snippets to Google and these crawlers. And add these kind of in week three, once you have that, apply that with the entity statement rewrites. Like as we said, the formula for writing or sharing the entity for content to these tools is like having a brand type, what is the use case, what is the application, what is the outcome. Those kind of content needs to be shared. Add use case content, freshness added, convert all the PDF files to HTML. These are the week 3 activity. And after week 3, start testing all your AI mirror test and everything, so that whether your contents are being crawled by. So from week 4, you have to manually test it every week, like 4, 5, 6. So in a week of 6, we should see some kind of a big jump on the your visibility. Your AI readiness score should be better. Your citation should you should be appearing in citations. You should get some kind of clicks from these AI tools. All this should happen. So measuring is again a very big issue if you look around, because there is no direct link or something conversion happens as it used to happen with Google. GEO is more about there will be many no-click, uh, no referral purchases happening on your site. Those people would have come from these AI mentions. So there is no direct relations or attribution how this AI is helping you in conversion. But the best way to track right now we are seeing is to identify what are the how many places for the target questions you're getting a mentioned. What are the sources cited your site is being cited by this AI tools, and what are the referrals you are getting about for your product or from these tools to your site, how many AI referrals are coming to your site, and RFQ source distribution. Um, you can also ask these questions to your content, like how did you find us, to fill out the RFQ form. You can ask these questions to your prospective customers. They might be saying that we found it through AI tools, something like that. You can at least start producing these attributions. So there is no direct method right now available. It's more about the mention, citations, and the referral traffic. To an extent, you have an idea, but it is not accurate right now. But I believe strongly that there is someday these would be completely trackable. So this is a clear plan. We see that in by 30, if you can set the foundation, the signal should start from the sixth week to the eighth week, and you should be getting your first business by 90 days. So these are the attributions. As I said, the attribution bigger issue now with GEO, but some of the obvious AI creates these invisible touch points. Some buyers say that how they found us, what we are seeing is they're saying that AI recommended you, or they searched in Google after researching about your product or your category products in ChatGPT, and they go to Google and search. And also, some people click and go to the product page as an referral, and but people are seeing a lot of AI mentions happening on the site. Any questions? Again, we are going to send this presentation after this meeting, but as we said, we provide a free AI readiness audit to our users who are attending this webinar. So whoever is looking for it, let me send you the link for you guys so that you guys could take advantage of that. Right. I'm sorry. All right. I'm sharing the link in the. All right. I think you can connect to us in this page, and we should be able to connect with you and do the free audit. Everybody gets the whoever is attending on this Can take this Geo AU audit and Geo audit. So yeah, you can connect to this page. We will do the A readiness audit, schema audit, what are the categories you're getting cited, all these things we'll do, and we'll give you a plan how to do that. I think with that, we are pretty much covered. Any questions for us? Sean, do you want to add something?
No, I think you covered everything. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks for your time. We'll try to connect with you for another webinar. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.